All right, guys, very exciting day we have today because the brand. Oh, wait, something in my throat.
Okay, sorry. There was something caught in my throat. I don't know what was going on there. But anyways, today the brand new set trailer for Pulsing Aura has been released. This is actually the next big set. Yeah, this is B3. So this is a big dual set. I think it's only one pack again though, which I don't know how to feel about that. But welcome, this is B3 and it's about fighting types, and from what I remember seeing in the trailer, right? They're giving us everything but fighting ramp. I'm not gonna lie, which is kind of funny, but I do think this is gonna make some big changes to the meta. Now, I'm sure you guys have seen the trailer. I've seen it already, but we're gonna go to Pokemon Zone so that I can actually just look at every single card and analyze it for myself. So here we are. As you guys can see, we have all the new cards pulled up, even the new promos, right? And we're just gonna go in order. It's gonna go completely in order, like I usually do. We have a brand new Trico because, Mega Sceptile, guys. Spoiler alert. Yeah, Mega Sceptile is here. Pound 20, 1 retreat cost. It's your basic. Nothing of note here. Riolu is a little bit interesting, though. If your opponent's active Pokemon is an EX, now keep this in mind. A lot of things in Pulsing Aura are if your opponent's active Pokemon is an EX. A lot of the damage boosts rely on that. So everything is, red-coded. But he does extra 30 damage if you are an EX. So he can hit for 40 damage. But keep in mind, 40 damage plus all the damage amp that is in Pulsing Aura. So this little guy could hit for 60. Maybe add a Karina, hit for 80 or something, You never know with something like this. But realistically, you're not going to be fighting an EX late game with a Riolu. But it's pretty cool, though, that he can do damage. He can do damage in the face of a Suicune, maybe. If you have a Suicune inactive, he's hitting for 40. If you have an Entei inactive, he's hitting for 40 or potentially more. This guy's kind of a threat. Very good basic for what it's worth, right? Especially if you're going second. Mega Lucario going second is going to be toxic. Anyways, you have Mega Sceptile EX. A lot of you have already said this on the Reddits and comments. This guy is Mega Blaziken. It's a clone. I can't lie, he's a clone of Mega Blaziken, but worse probably. Discard a grass energy from this Pokemon. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poison. So he attacks for 140. Just like Blaziken. I can't lie, but obviously this can be Nihilego boosted. We'll see. Discarding a grass energy is pretty bad because there is no grass patch. As far as we know. Maybe there will be, but yeah, there is no grass patch, so a little bit strange. I don't know how to feel about this. It doesn't look bad though. This is probably one of the better grass types in the game, right? Grass is not meta right now at all, so it could make rounds. I don't think it's as good as Blaziken, to be honest, and I don't think Blaziken is that great. So they're probably gonna be around the same level of strength in the meta. This guy though is very interesting. If this Pokemon has at least one extra fighting energy, just one, this attack does 50 more damage. He does a lot of damage. That's the thing. This thing does tons of damage. Yeah, 140 damage for 3 energy. Plus, keep in mind, Pulsing Aura is all about damage amp. This is not counting Karina. This is not counting the brand new stadium. I think Karina is plus 30. The stadium is plus 20. He's hitting you for an insane amount of damage. And Riolu already does a lot of damage on his own. Remember, imagine you play this thing in front of a Suicune. That Suicune is getting destroyed. Well, actually, because the ramp is actually, because you have to ramp him. That is the thing. You do have to ramp him. So let me relax. You're probably not. I mean, that's 40 plus 90. Yeah, that's 40 plus 90 though. Riolu going second, Mega Lucario into a Suicune, into an Entei. Into what other EXs are popular? I mean, Mega Altaria, maybe. I don't really know how that matchup's gonna go. But, assuming you don't get slept, right? But this is crazy. I think this card is very good, right? I think this card is very good. Maybe there will be some fighting ramp to get him to 3 energy instantly. But, even without that, there's a lot of damage amp regardless. So, you're hitting for insane amounts of damage before you even get to 3 energy. We have a new Vaporeon EX. So, all the evolutions have EXs, right, guys? Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section, but I think every evolution now has an EX. That retreat cost is terrible. Frozen Flow. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, you may switch out your opponent's active Pokemon to the bench. It's like Sabrina. So as long as this guy's inactive, you can Sabrina every single turn. And you attack for 2 energy, that's good. This is probably good against like what, Suicune? Entei? You know, the legendary beast? EX is to just sit inactive and just soak up things. Ooh, this is also very good against stuff like Mega Steelix. Yo, Pokemon that are slow and have to get set up very slowly on the bench, Vaporeon EX is going to be very, very annoying. What do you guys think you should play this with? Greninja EX maybe? Because you could Frozen Flow and then Greninja EX. Ooh. Yeah, you could Greninja EX to get it out of the active. That might be playable. That might be playable. I like this. Not a bad card. Kubfu. Take a colorless in all caps. Take a colorless energy from your energy zone and attach it to this Pokemon. A colorless energy. A colorless energy? You know why this is pretty interesting? Because I'm pretty sure this works in tandem with the Urshifus. Yep, as you can see. Dark energy and water energy. So that means you can run Kubfu and ramp it regardless of what deck it's in, you know? So that's not a bad card. I love the art, by the way. The art is actually incredible, but this is not a bad card at all. Yeah, it works in tandem with Urshifu, which I will check out right now. Discard a dark energy from this Pokemon. He hits for 110. As long as this Pokemon is in play, it is both fighting and dark type. Why didn't they just make it dual type? Why didn't they just introduce a dual type card? I don't know. But this means that Urshifu can get Karina boosted. He can get boosted by the brand new stadium as well. And anything else that works for fighting types works for both Urshifus. By the way, both Urshifus have this double type ability. Tornado Shot. Discard a water energy from this Pokemon. Its attack does 40 damage to one of your bench Pokemon. Retreat cost is terrible, but this is pretty aggressive though. That's pretty aggressive. You can set up a Cyrus play. I think both Urshifus are alright. Okay, I don't know about this guy though. This guy might be worse. But you do ramp it. You do ramp it with Kubfu. So I guess the 3 energy isn't that bad, but 110 on a basic. Ooh, 110 with the fighting type buffs. Maybe this guy will just one-shot you sometimes, you know? I'm very interested in all the damage amp. If we can, you know, how hard it is for us to really get all these cards in one turn. During this turn, attacks used by your fighting type Pokemon do plus 30 to your opponent's EX though. Keep that in mind. Guys, I don't want to glaze these Pokemon too much, these fighting types, because everything works only with an EX. You have to keep that in mind. It only works with an EX. This is a very good card, of course. It's held back by its EX requirement, but there's a lot of broken EXs right now, right? Altaria, Suicune, Chiempao, Absol, sort of, Mega Steelix, Mega Venusaur, kind of. But there's a few EXs that are meta right now, so I don't think Karina's bad. We'll have to see, of course. A brand new stadium. It is not ramp, guys. I'm sorry, it is not fighting ramp. Attacks used by each fighting type in play. Obviously, this goes for your opponent as well. Do plus 20 damage to your opponent's active EX. There's not much I can say about this other than it's more damage amp. It's just more damage amp, but it only works on EXs. A lot of people are going to forget about that, I guarantee you, and wonder why, you know, they're not winning the game. But it's not bad. Obviously, you'd play this in fighting decks. Why would you not play this in a fighting deck? You can get rid of your opponent's Mesagosa, their starting planes. Why not just run it? Why not just run it, you know? Triple Smash, a brand new Bewear. Beware of Bewear, guys. Flip 3 coins. The attack does 50 damage for each heads. That's terrible. Alright, what do you got? Emboar! Flip a coin. For each fire energy attached to this Pokemon does 30 more damage for each heads. A little RNG beast. A little RNG based, but theoretically, if you can ramp this guy like crazy with maybe like, I don't know, Moltres, what? Ogerpon, what else? Magby, obviously. But then you have to keep it a Tepig for Magby. The HP is pretty great though. But I don't know how I feel about this card. That retreat cost is terrible. How do you guys know it's 4? Is that 4? Oh, I think it is 4. That's a terrible retreat cost. That card might be trash. I don't know. Corkscrew Punch? Don't we already have a Krogunk that does like corkscrew, I can't say that word, corkscrew blow or something? This is fine, I guess. It's a fighting type Krogunk though, that's new. Tail Whip 2 for 30 is terrible. What the heck? Alright, Night Slash. Oh, I love the art. The art is amazing. King Gambit? Wait a minute, King Gambit EX? Maybe? I don't know. Switch this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. Is this meant to be played with Mega Scizor? If I had to guess, right? This is something that would be played with Mega Scizor, I'm going to assume. Field Blower. Discard a Pokemon tool from a Pokemon, yours and your opponent's. Wait. Discard a Pokemon tool from a Pokemon, yours or your opponent's. You can even use it on yourself. Ooh, or discard a stadium card and play. You know, sometimes you have stadiums that help your opponent and you want to get rid of it. Yo, did Guzma just get Power Craft? I mean, Guzma works on every Pokemon on your opponent's field, though. This only works on one Pokemon. But I think this is worth playing over Guzma, guys. I think this is just better. Like 9 times out of 10, this is just better. Wow, Field Blower. Very good card. Watch that be the gold. I don't want to say anything too soon, but watch that be the gold. You know how the devs are. Badoo. The defending Pokemon loses all abilities. This effect lasts until the defending... Ooh. Guys, wait a minute. This is a brand new baby that might be very good. This is good against Suicune. Every single legendary beast, they lose their draw power. This is good against... What, Hydreigon? Hydreigon can't power itself. Oricorio. Ooh, Oricorio can no longer be protected from EXs. This is really interesting because, you know, it would force your opponent to go negative energy on Oricorio, maybe. But Oricorio also just one-shots this, but then they have to leave the active spot after. Because then you could come in and revenge KO the Oricorio with your EX. Would we run this in Mega Lucario decks? What do you guys think? I don't know if it's necessary. Because you could just run the Damage Amp Lucario and deal with Oricorio. But this is pretty crazy, though. I think this Badoo card is great. Disarming Voice, 20 damage, your opponent's active Pokemon is all confused. I mean, Hatterene is coming, though. This is whatever, guys. This card is whatever. That means Hatterene is coming, so. Could be an EX, you never know. Quagsire, if this Pokemon has any fighting energy attached, because, you know, this set is all about fighting types, this attack does 60 more damage. I'm not really sure how I feel about this. I think it's good. What deck would you run it in, though? Poliwhirl? I just don't know what deck you would put Quagsire in, you know? 120 damage is nothing to scoff at, though. It's not bad. But it does not have access to all the new Fighting Amp cards, though. This is a brand new Trico promo. I don't know, it looks like he's big chilling. You know, he's big chilling on the tree. But here we go. Some interesting stuff is here. Zygarde EX is the brand new promo. So, you know, you guys know how promos are. They're usually pretty bad, but I am going to put it on screen, though, because the art's not here, guys. That's what it looks like. Zygarde EX. Flip 2 coins. This attack does 100 damage for each heads. I'm not going to lie, that seems like a pretty terrible move. But with all the new damage amp, maybe it's worth running with Will. But you can't Karina and Will at the same turn. But you can use the brand new Stadium. You can use, you know, Damage Amp Lucario. Anything else that's coming in this set that's Damage Amp. You know, then maybe with Will, you just win the game anyways. I'm not a big fan of this card, though. I love Zygarde, so I'm gonna make content on it. But yeah, so obviously I'm gonna try to make it work. But yeah, there's no fighting ramp either. So it's 3 energy you have to place manually, probably. Retreat cost of 0 is pretty good, though. If that's even true, I don't know where we're getting that information from on Pokemon Zone. But because I'm pretty sure it's cut off on the card, so yeah, I don't know. We'll see about that. And there's also Mega Heracross, which I will put on screen. You know, the images aren't great, guys, because, you know, they're just like bad leaked images of like the promo thingy. The art, we can't fully see the card, but flip a coin. If tails, this Pokemon also does 60 damage to itself. I don't know. Maybe run it with Superior. Then it might be a threat with Superior, honestly, because that's only 2 energy. It's a basic mon. You can start it. 60 damage to itself is pretty terrible, though. You know how these promo cards are. They're always some terrible drawback. You know, that's just the way it is for some reason. But because they can never give out a free meta card. You know, when was the last time a promo was meta? I can't even think of it. Mega Pidgeot was not even meta. I don't remember. I think he was one of the better ones, though. But anyways, there we go. Those are all the cards revealed in the Pulsing Aura teaser trailer. Or trailer, actually. Just the first trailer. And this drops Monday. Very, very soon. Well, not the upcoming Monday, I don't think. But no, actually, yeah, the upcoming Monday. Yeah, this drops the upcoming Monday. I'm very excited. Mostly excited for the Mega Lucario stuff. Badoo stuff. And Vaporeon, I think, is a sleeper with Greninja EX. I think that's going to be very toxic. Guys, let me know what you think of the set in the comment section below, what you guys are excited for. blah, 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 etc., etc. And I will see you guys with a brand new deck showcase very soon. I love you, and I will see you guys in the next one.
And I'm out.